these are 10 of the best holiday sneaker deals that you can find right now. And of course, if you want to grab any of the sneakers that I mentioned in today's video, whether it's for yourself or maybe a gift for somebody else, I've made sure to link these sneakers and more other great deals through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. So every month I do a video where I talk about the sneakers that you can find for under retail. And while a lot of these sneakers have been featured in some way, shape, or form in those videos in the past, this video combines all of the best deals that I could find, all of the steals, all of the most popular sneakers out there that are going for under retail, and mashes it up into one complete, compact top 10 list of 10 amazing sneakers for great prices. So again, whether you're trying to grab some steals and deals for yourself or just grab a great gift for somebody else, this is a video for you. Number 10, the Adidas Yeezy Slide in resin. Now obviously this is not the resin colorway that I'm holding. I actually don't have that colorway in person, but the resin colorway is the cheapest pair that you can find online at the moment. That being said, it's actually not the only colorway that you can find for under retail. So as you may have noticed over the last year or so, since Kanye West left Adidas, Adidas has been sort of fire selling all of their Yeezy sneakers, and most of them have just plummeted in resale price. Shoes like the Adidas Yeezy Quantums, which I'll link through the YouTube shopping tab, are reselling for like $30. It was a $200 shoe, or $250 shoe, I think. Now it's 30 bucks. It was never that great of a shoe in my opinion. I did like it at the time, probably because of the hype, and I think aesthetically it's cool, but as a basketball sneaker, which is what it was designed for, it wasn't the best. Even shoes like the Yeezy 350s are not as hyped as they used to be and you can find for under retail. But shoes like this, the Yeezy Slide, a shoe that retailed for $70, for some reason the hype is still there for this silhouette. But out of all of the Adidas Yeezy silhouettes that were ever made, the one silhouette that still maintains its hype is the Yeezy Slide. And that's because this shoe is incredible. The Yeezy Slide is probably my favorite pair of slides that I've ever owned. It's one of the best looking, one of the most comfortable, one of the most durable, and one of the most interesting pairs of slides ever made. And unlike pretty much every other Adidas Yeezy, the Yeezy Slide pretty much across the board still sells for above retail. However, there are a few colorways that you can find for slightly under retail, like the Adidas Yeezy Slide in resin. Actually, since filming this video, the pair that was under retail is gone. It actually sold. Alright, well there is still a pair that I saw for under retail, and that was the Flax. So we're switching things up to the Flax colorway, the dark brown colorway. This just proves my point, how popular these shoes are. That being said, even though almost all of the colorways are over retail, when I say over retail, I mean it's like $3 over retail, or $10 over retail. It's nothing. So even if you can't find a pair for like $60, like this pair of Yeezy Slides in Flax, you can still find probably a colorway that you might like more for like 80 bucks. And personally, over the years, I've paid like $300 for a pair of Yeezy Slides, and I still don't regret it, even though now I could probably get that same pair of Yeezy Slides for like $90. So in my opinion, regardless of whether you're paying $5 over retail or $5 under retail, the value is still there for the Yeezy Slide. It's still one of those shoes that I would grab as many pairs as I possibly could for retail, if I can find them for retail. And personally, it's the one shoe that I will miss the most out of the Adidas Yeezy collaboration. So sad to see it go. The good news is though, you can still find some pairs for under retail sometimes, or right around retail. And also, out of every shoe on the list, it's probably the cheapest overall, and I also think it's probably the best gift. Number 9, the Asics Gel-1130. This shoe is absolutely incredible for a lot of different reasons. First of all, it is probably the most 2000s looking running sneaker out there, and that's one of the most popular sneaker trends right now, 2000s running sneakers. You've got the metallic silvers, you've got the big mesh, you've got that sort of sleek profile. It's one of those shoes that was designed in the mid-2000s, so obviously that's why it looks like that, but also it fits with this modern aesthetic that everyone's rocking right now. This shoe first released as sort of the little brother or the cheaper version of the classic Gel Kayano 14s. They both released back in the mid-2000s, and now, just like the Gel Kayano 14s, it's having a resurgence in popular culture. In fact, so much so that it's actually really difficult to find pairs of 1130s in retail stores. They're just almost impossible to find. And that's why, even though this is probably one of my favorite shoes on the list, it's a little bit lower on the list, because it's actually really hard to find this shoe discounted anywhere. And you might be saying, why is this shoe on the list then? What's the point? Well, the reason I put this shoe on the list is because it retails for 90 bucks, and I feel like that is a steal for what you're getting. Now this Clay Canyon colorway, probably the most popular colorway, is completely sold out, but you can grab it on resale sites for around $100, so $5 over retail. And of course you can find other colorways of this shoe that aren't as popular for retail or slightly below. So that's why the shoe is on the list, but sort of lower on the list, because it's already such a great deal for what you're getting. It's one of the most popular shoes out there, but it is a little bit harder to find this shoe for discounted prices. And honestly, I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. The shoe is very popular, very comfortable too, might I add. It's got a little bit of gel in the heel that doesn't do too much. It's mainly the EVA midsole that makes it comfortable. And of course, the breathable mesh upper. It's one of those shoes that until this style goes out of style, it's gonna be really hard to find in store. So in my opinion, if you can grab it for anything under like $110, you're getting a deal. Number 8, the Adidas Campus 00. This shoe is by far one of Adidas's most popular models. The Samba probably being the number 1, then maybe the Gazelle, then probably this. And what's great about this shoe is that it's sort of a mashup of classic and modern styling. You've got that sort of indoor soccer vibe, but you've also got this really cool, thick, and overly padded skateboarding sneaker vibe. And I think that's actually what the design of this shoe is based on, 2000 skateboarding shoes. And you can definitely tell because of how well padded the upper of this shoe is, specifically the tongue. It's super simple, it's super clean. The materials used on this shoe are solid for the price point, which, by the way, if you were to walk into your local Adidas store or Foot Locker and buy the shoe for full retail, you'd be paying $110. However, you can grab pairs right now and pretty much all of the colorways for around 70 to 80 bucks online. Before fees and shipping, that's $40 off. After fees and shipping, it's probably closer to $20 off, but still, it's $20 off. I think the Adidas Campus 00 is a great everyday shoe. It's very popular for a reason, and it looks good. And comfort-wise, while the midsole is kind of plain, you don't get a lot of padding there, the upper is gonna cushion your foot. It feels like you've got pillows all around it. It's kind of wild. And I definitely wouldn't be surprised if people out there choose this shoe over like a pair of Vans to skate in. Number 7, the Air Jordan 4 Fear. So even though Jordan 4s aren't as popular as they once were like a year ago, they're still probably the most popular Jordan silhouette out there at the moment. And in 2024, we've gotten some incredible Air Jordan 4s, like this pair, the Air Jordan 4 Fear, which first released back in 2013 and now is retroing for the first time ever in 2024. I love the colorway of this shoe. It's super unique compared to other Jordan 4s. It kind of fades from a black to a white towards the top of the shoe. You've got nubucks, you've got splatter print. It's super clean, super wearable, and it's got this little subtle hit of color with the red air bubble in the heel. All around, it's one of my favorite Jordan 4s to drop all year, and it released for a retail price of $215. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought this shoe was gonna completely sell out, but for some reason, it didn't, at least not immediately. And because of that, the shoe is currently selling for under retail on the resale market. In the case of a size 9, which is my size, you can grab pairs for like 190 bucks. Checking out some of the other sizes, same thing with a size 12, 199, size 11, 200 bucks, size 10, 200 bucks, size 8.5, 200 bucks. You can find pairs of these for $15 under retail all day long. If you were around for the 2013 release, you probably remember not being able to get your pair for retail like myself. So there's some nostalgia there. But even if you don't care about the history of this shoe or the original release of this shoe, the colorway itself stands on its own, and I think it's one of those shoes that you can rock with pretty much anything. If you're going for that Air Jordan 4 vibe, this is one of the best ways to go. Number 6, the Air Jordan 1 Low Mocha. You guys know me, I love Jordan 1s, and this is one of my favorite Jordan 1s to release all year. This shoe is essentially a low top version of the wildly popular Air Jordan 1 Mocha. And while yes, I love this colorway just for what it is, a very clean white, black, and brown colorway, I love the fact that it kind of has Travis Scott vibes to it. So you can grab a pair of Air Jordan 1 Lows that basically look like a pair of Travis's without spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This shoe released back in September for a retail price of 140 bucks, which even at that price, it's still a decent deal. But for some reason, it's selling for under retail right now. Not a huge amount under retail, like 10 or 15 bucks, but still under retail for a pair of shoes which guaranteed 2 years ago would have been selling for like 300 bucks. I mean, when the high top version of this shoe released, it was selling for like 450, 500, 600 in some sizes. But for some reason, now in 2024, Jordan 1s just aren't hyped like that anymore. And it's evident when you get a shoe like this, which would have sold for a lot of money back in the day being like 2021. Now sitting for 10, 15 bucks under retail, like 130 bucks. It's wild. And this is actually not the only solid Jordan 1 that's going for well under retail right now. I've linked a couple of them through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. Some of my favorites are the black toe ones, the Howard Universities, the Shadows. There are so many good Jordan 1 lows and Jordan 1 highs that are going for under retail right now. It's wild. Now, Jordan 1s aren't the most comfortable sneakers out there, but in my opinion, the best way to make them feel a little bit better on foot for all day wear is to wear them with a pair of APTHCRY socks. And for the holidays, we have launched our yearly sock mystery box. It comes with 10 pairs of random APTHCRY socks. Some of these colorways won't release to the public any other way other than through the mystery box. We save some collections for purely the mystery box. And in this mystery box, you get 10 pairs of APTHCRY socks for $100, which is kind of wild because our socks usually retail for $15. So if you bought 10 pairs of APTHCRY socks, it would cost you $150. So you're saving 50 bucks and getting 10 pairs of APTHCRY socks, which you can keep for yourself, restock your sock drawer, or maybe give them away as gifts. And in a few mystery boxes, we're throwing in golden tickets. Now, these golden tickets will each have a prize written on them, and the prize can be anything from an APTHCRY gift card to a sneaker, or maybe a PlayStation or an Xbox or something like that. So there is a chance that you can win some crazy stuff in addition to your 10 socks, but even still, you're getting 10 amazing pairs of APTHCRY socks. Yes, I am biased because I started the company, but genuinely, these socks are awesome. And actually, if you find a golden ticket in your mystery box, redeem it first by emailing us, and then tag us on Instagram. Don't tag us before you redeem it because there's a code on there and someone might steal your code, but There you go. Just tag us, let us know, we'll repost you. So make sure to check out this year's APTHCRY mystery box. I've linked it through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen and in the description below. And actually on Black Friday, we're dropping our holiday capsule collection, which includes this hat, 4 pairs of holiday socks, the APTHCRY skateboard, a bunch of awesome stuff. Make sure to check that out on Black Friday, linked in the description below. Number 5, the New Balance 9060. This shoe is by far one of the most popular sneakers out there right now. You walk around your local mall and everyone is wearing this shoe. And honestly, I get it. I'm a big New Balance fan, so yes, I am a little bit biased, but dang, the shoe looks good and it feels good on feet. The upper of the shoe comes with this really nicely padded mesh. You've got these nice suede overlays in this Castle Rock gray colorway. It just looks so clean and it's so wearable. And then you get down to the bottom half of the shoe and you find this crazy, like futuristic, alien looking midsole. And as weird as it is, it's kind of dope. And sort of disguised by this wildly molded midsole, you've got this really soft midsole foam which feels amazing underfoot. And compared to a lot of the other shoes on the list, just the padding on the upper is just so soft, so plush. It's a great feeling shoe, and I'm not surprised this shoe is as popular as it is. And even though the shoe retails for 150 bucks, I would probably buy it at like 180. That's crazy. I shouldn't be saying I'd pay more for it, but I probably would. It's an amazing all-around sneaker, but what's even more amazing is the price that you can find it for online. Now, yes, this shoe is discounted at a lot of places like Foot Locker and Finish Line and things like that, and I've made sure to link those websites through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen, but the place that I found the best price was actually StockX. In a size 9, my size, this shoe is going for $111. Checking some of the other sizes, a size 8, $108, a size 14, $135, a size 11.5, $127, size 11, $121. You can find this shoe pretty consistently at least $30 under retail in pretty much every size. On Foot Locker, there's a couple pairs for $109.99. Now, they're not exactly this colorway, but they are a little bit cheaper than StockX because you don't have to pay the StockX fees, although you still have to pay shipping. I'm using the Castle Rock gray colorway as an example because it's my favorite colorway and I think it's sort of the flagship colorway of this shoe, but there's tons of colorways of this sneaker. A lot of them you can find for under retail on places like StockX or Finish Line or Foot Locker or wherever. So if you want to try a pair of these, I say go for it. Don't pay retail because you can get them for cheaper. Number 4, the Nike Dunk Low Panda. A few years ago, this was one of the most coveted sneakers out there. It would resell for like $350 to $400 at its peak, which is wild to think about because I bought this shoe at the Nike outlet for less than retail. Even though the hype has definitely cooled off on this shoe for sneakerheads, this is still one of the most popular sneakers available. And what's great is that because of the popularity and the demand of this shoe, Nike produced so many of these. So much in fact that you can find these online for like 60 bucks. You can pretty much find this shoe at any retail store, granted for full retail, $110. I found this on Foot Locker's website for $80, that's their Black Friday deal. But I personally think the best place to buy this shoe is on resale sites because I found a pair of these brand new in a size 9, my size, for 68 bucks. The retail price of this shoe currently, I think I said $110, but I think it is $115. So you're grabbing this shoe for almost half. Now sure, there is shipping and fees and things like that, but you're gonna pay that anywhere that you go, whether it's Foot Locker's website or StockX or whatever. But it's one of those shoes that, I mean, if you can grab it for that price, I say go for it. It's super wearable, it's white and black, super clean, super easy to rock. I've also linked some other Nike Dunks through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen if you want to grab other colorways. There's a million colorways of this shoe, and they're all pretty much under retail. The reason this one's so cheap is because there are just so many pairs of them out there. And yes, I understand that hypebeasts are over this shoe, but regular people out there who maybe aren't sneakerheads still want this shoe, and they can grab it for a sweet deal. I feel bad for all the sneakerheads out there who paid 350 bucks for a shoe, which you can now grab for 68 bucks. Could have saved a lot of money. Sure, it's not the most exciting colorway out there. Sure, it's not that comfortable, although it's not uncomfortable. It is an incredibly wearable sneaker. The colorway matches with everything, and I just think it's one of the shoes you can keep by the door, throw on anytime, and you're good to go. There's a reason why this shoe is so popular. Number 3, the Ma Maniére Air Jordan 4 While You Were Sleeping. In my opinion, this shoe is one of the top sneaker collaborations that dropped in 2024. This shoe is absolutely incredible. And for some reason, it's selling for under retail on resale sites right now. So this shoe originally retailed for $225 on Ma Maniére and also on Nike's website, and it was pretty easy to get. That said, it's still completely sold out, and it's also a follow-up to a pair of sneakers that was incredibly hyped. So the fact that this shoe isn't hyped is kind of wild to me, especially when it looks this good and the materials are this good. The materials on this shoe are really high quality, even for the original retail price of $225. However, you can grab this shoe on resale sites right now for like 210 bucks. After fees and shipping and things like that, the price is going to be above retail, but think about it this way. Ma Maniére's website, when you bought this shoe, charged you like $30 in shipping. It was wild. It ended up costing like $250 to grab this shoe, and that was retail. And because the shoe sold out, you literally cannot find it for retail anymore. So the best option is to buy it for under retail on a resale site and then probably end up paying, actually let's find out. So let's go with a size 10 because a size 10 is a pretty common size. The price on StockX right now is $201. So if we were to buy this right now on StockX, which you can do by clicking the link right there, it would cost you shipping, fees, everything, $227.51. That's $2.51 over retail, which is less than you would be paying if you bought it in store and you paid tax. So maybe not as sexy of a deal as some of the other shoes on this list, it's still a deal and you're still grabbing one of the best releases of the year. If you guys want to learn more about this shoe, I do a full in-depth review. Check it out through the link at the top of the screen. This shoe is awesome. I love it. Number 2, the Nike Zoom Vomero 5 Supersonic. This shoe is my favorite colorway of one of my favorite sneakers in my collection. The Nike Zoom Vomero 5s are a running sneaker from the mid-2000s that fell into obscurity in the 2010s, and then in 2019, a collaboration brought them back to the forefront of everyone's minds, and now they're one of the most popular sneakers out there. And there's a lot of good reasons for that. First of all, it's a good looking shoe, if you like the aesthetics. It's got that 2000s running sneaker vibe that we've talked about. It's got that technical sort of retro runner look to it, and the colorway, particularly on this colorway, the Supersonic colorway, is just unmatched. I mean, it's cream and black and white. It's a lot of very, very clean and wearable colors. And what's wild is that on this colorway, different parts of the sneaker actually glow in the dark, like the midfoot cage. It glows bright blue. Not something I even realized when I bought the shoe. I just liked the colorway, but then I turned off the lights and it went bright blue and I was like, this is wild. Last year when the Supersonic colorway released, it was reselling for like $250. It was by far one of the most popular colorways out there. Now, although it is still one of the most popular colorways, the shoe is going for well under retail on resale sites. Obviously, this particular colorway has sold out at your local retail stores. However, there are other colorways available, probably for around retail, which is $160. And I find pairs of Vomero 5s at the Nike outlet all the time for usually like $120. However, they're not in this colorway, and the colorways usually aren't as good as this colorway. Also, interestingly, this colorway was more expensive at launch than the other Nike Zoom Vomero 5s. It released for $175 instead of $160, probably because of all the glow elements on the shoe, which is totally fair in my opinion. But right now, a size 9 on StockX is going for $111. Now, to be fair, that is one of the cheaper sizes. There are other sizes, like size 14 going for $130, but regardless, all of these pairs are all totally under retail. I mean, $111 is $60 cheaper than retail. That's wild for a shoe that I find myself throwing on almost every single day. Actually, I forgot to mention how comfortable this shoe is. Yes, it's not the newest in running technology, but the midsole, the foam that they use, the mesh in the upper makes this a very soft underfoot experience and a very breathable and well-padded shoe. Whether you're grabbing this colorway for $111, which in my opinion is almost impossible to turn down, or a different colorway, the Nike Zoom Vomero 5 is one of my favorite shoes out there right now, and I recommend any colorway. They're all awesome. Number 1, the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement. Not only are the Black Cement 3s in my top 3 favorite sneakers of all time, they're also one of the most iconic sneakers of all time. So the fact that just a week after the release, these shoes are going for under retail is crazy. Now, these shoes did pretty much sell out at most regular retailers. However, you can find straggler pairs at like your local Foot Lockers and Finish Lines and even Nike outlets, but it's actually easiest to find this shoe on the resale market at places like StockX, where you can grab this shoe for like $180 in a size 9. And keep in mind, the retail price of this shoe is $220, so you're getting literally $40 off. I mean, with fees and everything, it's gonna be closer to $20 off, but still, $20 under retail for one of the most iconic shoes of all time. It is a wild world that we live in where one of the best sneakers out there is going for under retail. And I'm sure in a couple years, once everyone's worn their pairs, this shoe will resell for something. But right now, you can grab it for a great price in pretty much every size. In fact, on places like StockX, the only sizes that I'm seeing go for over retail are size 12.5 and size 14 and 16, sizes that are not the most common sizes in the world. Every other size, well below retail. So if you want to rock one of the most iconic Jordans of all time, and even the shoe that kept Michael Jordan with Nike, then make sure to pick up a pair of Black Cement 3s for way under retail. Now sure, comfort-wise, the Air Jordan 3s are not the most comfortable. They're probably one of the most comfortable retro Jordans, but compared to other shoes on the list, they're definitely not at the top of the list when it comes to comfort. They don't feel bad though, and they're definitely good for all day wear, and obviously they are basketball sneakers, so if you really want to, you could play basketball in them, although I wouldn't totally recommend it because nowadays there's so many better options out there for probably cheaper. But I love this shoe. I've already doubled up on the 2024 pair. I have the 2018 pair still, and it's a shoe that I will always buy pairs of no matter how many times Nike re-releases it. But if you made it to this point in the video, let me know in the comment section down below which one of these sneaker deals you think is the best, and also whether you think I missed any deals, because I'm sure I did. So let everyone know what those deals are in the comment section down below. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.